I prepared 2 kilograms of washed tomatoes and I will cut it in the shape of a cross. I poured a liter of water into the pot and will wait for the water to boil. I have prepared a bowl of cold water here. I put the tomatoes in boiling water to blanch for 30 seconds. I take the tomatoes out of the boiling water, put them in cold water and let them stand for 30 seconds. After the tomatoes have stood in cold water, I peel off the skin. See how easy it is to do. I will cut the tomato cleaned in this way in half and clean the middle part. We will cut the tomatoes into smaller cubes. I will transfer the tomatoes cut like this to a bowl. I have prepared wash jars and will fill them with tomatoes. I will add salt to the tomatoes and continue to fill the jar. Do not fill the jar to the top. And I will add a little more salt to the tomatoes. We fill the second jar as well. I'll wipe the tops of the jars. I will close the jars with clean and new lids. We will prepare jars for pasteurization. I put a cloth on the bottom of the pan and arrange the jars. I will pour water up to the height of the lid. I put the pot on the stove and pasteurize it for 30 minutes from the moment the water boils. After 30 minutes of pasteurization, I will take the jars out of the freezer. Leave the jars prepared in this way to gradually cool and store in a dark place until use. If you like the recipe, leave me a heart in the comment and a like. Thanks, friends. I will cut 1 onion into rings. I cut the onion, prepared 2 jars and will add spices to them. I add a few grains of pepper. I add half a teaspoon of coriander seeds. Half a teaspoon of fennel seeds. I will add 1 bay leaf each. Then we put the washed tomatoes in the jars. Choose smaller fruits. Add a few onion rings to the jar. Then tomatoes again. And again the onion. I put tomatoes on top. Feel free to press. So we will fill the second jar as well. Now I'm going to need boiled water. I pour boiling water into jars. I will cover the jars with a lid and let them rest for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I will pour the liquid from the strainer into a pot. Now I will prepare the dressing. I will add 3 tablespoons of sugar to this liquid. I will add 1 tablespoon of salt. I will add 3 tablespoons of 9% vinegar. This is the amount of dressing for 2 700 milliliter jars. I put the pot on the stove and wait for the dressing to boil. At the end, I close the jars with clean and new lids. Leave the jars to cool gradually and store in a dark place until use. If you like the recipe, leave me a heart in the comment and like. Thanks, friends.
I will show you how to preserve cherry tomatoes for the winter. I'll wash it first. Now I need clean and washed jars. I will fill the jars with cherry tomatoes. Write to me in the comments from which country are you watching me? It's nice to know that we are watching each other all over the world. Do not fill the jars to the top. I add a clove of garlic to each jar. I add parsley to each jar. Fresh rosemary. I add a teaspoon of salt to each jar. I need the juice of 1 lemon. I add a tablespoon of lemon juice to each jar. Botulism does not develop in an acidic environment. I will fill the jars with water to cover the tomatoes. I'll wipe the top of the jar. I will close the jars with clean and new lids. I need a deeper pot. I put a cloth on the bottom of the pan. I put the jars in the pot. I pour water into the pot up to the height of the lid. I put the pot on the stove, and from the moment the water boils, I will pasteurize it for 30 minutes. Pasteurization is a process at 80 degrees Celsius. After 30 minutes, I will leave the jars to gradually cool in the water. After that, store them in a dark and cool place until use. If you like the video, leave me a heart in the comment and a like. Thank you, friends.